Gitavali, a collection of songs by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, originally published in 1893-70 Bengali songs specifically composed for loud singing and glorification of the Supreme Lord. Translation by Dasaratha Sudha Dasa Fall 1994 Arunodaya Kirtan songs to be sung at dawn. 2 songs, Song 1, 1, 1. When the eastern horizon became tinged with the redness that heralds the rising of the sun, the jewel among the twice-born Brahmanas, Lord Gaurasundara, immediately awakened. Taking all his devotees with him, he journeyed through the towns and villages of Nadia. 2-2. The mridangas resounded, to thigh, in quick succession while the large janja cymbals chimed in time. Lord Gauranga's golden form trembles again and again in ecstatic love of Godhead, and his footbells jingle. 3. Lord Chaitanya calls out to the townsfolk, fill your mouths with the holy names, Mukunda, Madhava, Yadava, and Hari. You spend your nights uselessly sleeping and your days decorating your bodies. 4. You have achieved this rare human body. Don't you care for this gift? If you do not worship the darling of Mother Yasoda now, then great sorrow awaits you at the time of your death. 5. With every rising and setting of the sun, a day passes and is lost. Why then do you remain idle and not serve the Lord of the heart? 6. You should understand this essential fact, life is temporary and filled with various kinds of misery. Therefore, carefully take shelter of the holy name and remain always engaged in his service as your eternal occupation. 7. Desiring to shower benedictions upon all living entities, this sweet name of Krishna has descended to this material universe and shines like the sun in the sky of the heart, destroying the darkness of ignorance. 8. Drink the pure nectar of the holy name of Krishna and thus satisfy the soul of Bhaktivinoda. Except for the holy name there is nothing within all the 14 worlds. Song 2, Babasa 1. Wake up, sleeping souls. Wake up, sleeping souls. Lord Gauranga calls, you have slept so long in the lap of the witch Maya. 2. You came into this world saying, O my Lord, I will certainly worship you, but having forgotten this promise you remain in great ignorance. 3. I have descended to this world just to reclaim you. Other than myself, who else is your true friend? 4. I have brought the medicine for destroying the illusion of Maya. Now beg for this Hari Nama Maha Mantra and take it. 5. Bhaktivinoda fell at the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga, and after begging for the holy name he indeed received that Maha Mantra. Arati Kirtan songs for the greeting ceremony of the Lord, 4 songs. Song 1 Shri Saravi Kuij Shri Gora Govinda Arati. The ceremony of worshipping Shri Gora Govinda at Shri Saravi Kunja 1. As I behold the wondrous Arati of my lords Gora and Gadadhara, I enter into the mood of their existence previous to appearing in Nadia, their Vrindavana Lila as Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. It is simply indescribable. 2. Underneath a desire tree, seated upon a jeweled throne, the ever-youthful couple named Kasora and Kasori are surrounded by all of their gopi friends. 3. Shri Radhika and Lord Govindaji are decorated with many shining jewels and pearls inlaid with gold artwork, enhancing the sparkling splendor of each and every limb of their transcendental forms. 4. The meeting of their 2 bodily forms has generated a luster that brightens all the worlds, and may be compared to a garland of lightning, Radha, fixed upon a dark blue raincloud, Krishna. 3. On the occasion of their meeting there is a concert produced by the sounding of conch shells, bells, karatalas and mridangas. Such kirtana is supremely sweet and relishable to hear. 6. The cowherd damsels of Vrindavana led by Visakha Devi sing the glories of the divine couple while the Priya Narma Sakis cool their lordships by waving Kamara fans. 7. Ananga Maihari offers them sandalwood pulp scented with kuya while Rapa Maihari places a garland of jasmine flowers about their necks. 8. The beautiful Lalita Sundari holds a lamp of 5 flames scented with camphor and waves it aloft, offering arati to the divine couple. 9. Parvati, Lakshmi, and the personified Vedas cry in great happiness while rolling on the ground and singing of the fortunate position of the damsels of Brajavini. 10. Bhaktivinoda resides at Saravi Kuija in the land of Godruma Dwipa, relishing the joy of divine love at the sight of this beautiful arati. Song 2 Gora Arati. The ceremony of worshipping Lord Gauranga 1. All glories to the beautiful Arati ceremony of Lord Gorakandra in a grove on the banks of the Janavi River. This Gora Arati is attracting the minds of all living entities in the universe. 2. On Lord Chaitanya's right side is Lord Nityananda, and on his left is Shri Gadadhara. Before him stands Shri Adwaita, and Srivasa Thakura holds an umbrella over Lord Chaitanya's head. 3. Lord Chaitanya is seated upon a jeweled throne while the demigods headed by Lord Brahma perform the Arati ceremony. 4. Narahari Sarakara and other associates fan him with yak tail whisks as Safajaya Pandita, Mukunda Datta and Vasu Gosa sing sweet kirtan along with the other devotees for Lord Chaitanya's pleasure. 5. Conch shells resound, bells clank, karatals ring and the murdangas play very sweetly in that kirtan, so melodious and relishable to hear. 6. The brilliance of Lord Chaitanya's face conquers millions upon millions of moons, and the garland of forest flowers around his neck shines. 7. Lord Shiva, Sukadeva Goswami and Narada Muni are all there, and their voices are choked with the ecstasy of transcendental love. Thus Bhaktivinoda envisions the glory of Lord Gaurachandra. Song 3. Sri Yugala Arati, the ceremony of worshipping the divine couple. 1. All glories to the meeting of the transcendental pair, Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. The assembly of gopis, headed by Lalita, perform the Arati ceremony for their pleasure. 2. The beautiful three-fold bending form of Krishna, who is the attractor of Cupid, dressed in a yellow silk dhoti and wearing a crown decorated with the feathers of a peacock, is simply captivating to the mind. 3. Sitting to the left of the charming Lord Madhava is the beautiful daughter of King Vrisabhanu, dressed in a lovely deep blue sari. Her complexion is the color of molten gold, and all the characteristics of her beauty and qualities are highly praiseworthy. 4. She is decorated with various shimmering, sparkling ornaments. Her face is so splendorous that it enchants the mind of Lord Hari. 5. All the gopis headed by Visakha sing many beautiful songs in various tunes, while the topmost class of gopis known as the Priya Narmasakis soothe Radha and Krishna by waving Kamara fans. 6. Hoping to attain the lotus feet of Radhika and Madhava, Bhaktivinoda happily swims in the ocean of bliss found at the feet of the damsels of Vrajadama. Song plus Shri Sarabi Kuyi Hara Shri Bhoga Arati, the ceremony of offering foodstuffs for the noon meal at Shri Sarabi Kuija. 1. Just worship Shri Gaurahari, who is always very affectionate to his devotees. Shri Gaurahari of Navadvipa is himself Krishna of Vrindavana, the same personality who has stolen the hearts of Nanda Maharaja and Mother Yasoda. 2. Mother Yasoda calls to Krishna, my dear Damodara. It is now very late. Please come and sit down in the dining hall to take your lunch. 3. On the direction of Nanda Maharaja, the holder of Govardhana Hill along with his elder brother Shri Baladeva and all their cowherd boyfriends sit down in rows to take lunch. 4. They are served a feast of sukta, various kinds of green leafy vegetables, then nice savories, a salad made of the green leaves of the jute plant, pumpkin, baskets of fruit, small square cakes made of lentils and cooked down milk, then squash cooked with milk, thick yogurt and vegetable preparations made with the flowers of the banana tree. 5. Then they have fried squares of mung dal and urad dal patties, chapatis, and rice with ghee. Next they have sweetmeats made with milk, sugar and sesamum, rice flour cakes, thick cooked down milk, sweet rolls, and sweet rice. 6. There is also sweet rice tasting just like nectar due to its being mixed with camphor. There are bananas and cheese, which is nectarine and delicious, and luscious mangoes. They are also served 12 kinds of sour preparations made with tamarinds, limes, lemons, oranges and pomegranates. 7. There are puris made with flour and white powdered sugar, puris filled with cream, lattice, and dal patties boiled in sugared rice. Being very eager, Krishna eats all of the prasad. 8. Krishna feels the greatest ecstasy and joy when he eats the various curries, sweets and pastries cooked by Shri Radhika. 9. Krishna's funny Brahmana friend Madhumangala gets lattice to eat by hook or by crook. When Madhumangala eats the lattice he shouts, "Give me more." Harrible, and makes a funny sound by slapping his sides under his armpits with his hands. 10. Beholding Radhika and her gopi friends out of the corners of his eyes, Krishna dines at the house of Mother Yasoda with great satisfaction. 11. After lunch, Krishna drinks sweet rose-scented water. Then all his friends, standing in lines, wash their mouths. 12. After all the cowherd boys wash their hands and mouths, they take rest with Lord Baladeva in great bliss. 13. Krishna's servants named Jambula and Rasala provide betel nuts dressed with fancy spices. Chewing the pan, Krishna Kandra then happily goes to sleep. 14. While Krishna contentedly takes his rest upon an excellent bedstead, his servant Visalaksa cools him by gently waving a fan of peacock feathers. 15. Receiving the order of Mother Yasoda, the Gopi Dhanistha brings remnants of food left on Sri Krishna's plate to Radha, who takes them with great delight. 16. Lalita Devi and the other gopis then receive the remnants of Radha, and within their heart of hearts they sing the glories of Radha and Krishna with great joy. 17. Thus Bhaktivinoda, whose only joy is the wonderful pastimes of Lord Hari, sings this Bhoga Arati song. Prasad Savaya during the honoring of spiritual food, 6 songs. The first song is to be sung before honoring the Lord's Prasad, Song 1. 1. O brothers! This material body is a network of ignorance, and the senses are one's deadly enemies, for they throw the soul into the ocean of material sense enjoyment. Among the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and verily wicked. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world. 2. O brothers! Lord Krishna is very merciful, just to control the tongue he has given us the remnants of his own food. Now please eat these nectarine grains while singing the glories of their lordships Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, and in love call out Chaitanya. Nitai. The next 2 songs are to be sung while honoring the Lord's Prasad, Song 2-1. O brothers! One day at Sri Advaita's house in Santipura, the 2 lords, Chaitanya and Nityananda, were seated for lunch. Lord Chaitanya tasted the green leafy vegetable preparation and addressed the assembly of his devotees, "This sack is so delicious. Lord Krishna has definitely tasted it. 2. At the taste of sack like this, love of Krishna arises in the heart. In such love you should taste these remnants. Giving up all materialistic conceptions and taking the Lord's Prasad, all of you just chant Hari. Hari. For more details of this pastime, see Chaitanya Bhagavata, Antu 4.234-299, Song 3. 1. O brothers! Madhavendra Puri Prabhu sometimes honored prasad in the courtyard of Mother Sachi. While eating he would become overwhelmed by symptoms of ecstatic love of God. Once he addressed the renunciates who were accompanying him, "O assembled sannyasis! Just listen to this, too. Mother Sachi has cooked many varieties of prasad, such as semi-solid delicacies made with banana flour, a special dal preparation, baskets of fruits, small square cakes made of lentils and cooked down milk, among others." Seeing her pure devotion, Lord Krishna personally ate all these preparations, which are just like nectar. 3. O brothers! All the results that the mystic yogis obtain by the diligent practice of yoga will be obtained today by taking these remnants of the Lord. Everyone come and eat the prasad of Lord Hari and shout his holy name. The 3 worlds are made glorious by the presence of the food grains left by Lord Krishna. Even Lord Tripurari dances in great joy on obtaining that prasad. This 4th song is to be sung while eating the Lord's sweets, Song 4-1. O brothers! Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and their devotees headed by Srivasa Thakura relish different varieties of prasad at the home of Gauridasa Pandita. They take puris made with white flour and sugar, kheera, solid cream, sweets, sweet rice, and a kind of cake and condensed milk preparation. 2. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in great ecstasy, gave the order to all of his devotees to eat. Becoming very fortunate by taking the prasad of Lord Krishna, everyone chants aloud Krishna. Krishna. This 5th song is to be sung while honoring the Lord's Kikori, Song 5-1. O brothers! One day in Jagannatha Puri, at the time of honoring the Lord's Prasad, Mahaprabhu Sri Krishna Chaitanya said to all the devotees, "May you become blessed on this day by honoring the Kikori of the Lord in a pure state of mind." 2. Lord Jagannatha has given you varieties of extraordinary and wonderful prasad, such as Kikori and Pitha Panna, a type of cake and condensed milk preparation. Therefore, take all of this prasad until you are filled up to the neck, and with your voices chant, Hari. Hari. In such a transcendental atmosphere, ignorance and sin cannot remain. 3. These prasad food grains of Lord Jagannatha are worshipable even by Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Upon the eating of it, love of God arises within the heart. All of you have obtained such a rare treasure. All glories, all glories, all glories to Lord Jagannatha. This 6th song is to be sung while honoring the Lord's Bala Bhoga, Song 6-1. O brothers! Mother Yasoda and Mother Rahini were thinking, today our 2 boys, Balarama and Krishna, will go to a distant forest to tend their cows. Contemplating thus in the ecstasy of parental affection, they prepared a wonderful feast for the 2 boys, consisting of kheera, solid cream, curd, and fresh yellow butter. 2. All the cowherd boyfriends take lunch with Balarama and Krishna while dancing and singing in ecstasy. They eat the remnants of Krishna's meal until their bellies are full, and still exclaim, "Give us more. Give us more. Sri Nagar Kirtan Congregational Chanting in Public Places, 8 songs, Song 1 Ajna to Hall. The Lord's order to process around town and chant 1. In the land of Nadia, on the island of Godruma, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of the holy name, meant for the deliverance of all fallen souls. 2. O men of faith! O men of faith! By the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg this one request: chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and follow Krishna's instructions. 3. Being careful to remain free of offenses, just take the holy name of Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life. 4. Giving up all improper behavior, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Krishna. The showing of compassion to all fallen souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion. Purport to the song Ajna to Hall, Patrolling on the Lord's Command, by Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Bengali prose from the 6th chapter of Vaisnava Siddhanta Mala. In the land of Nadia, on the island of Godruma, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of the holy name, meant for the deliverance of all fallen souls. Purport by Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Nadia, this word indicates $re-Navadvipadam, the abode formed of 9 islands. Godrum, of these 9 islands, one is known as Godruma, the modern-day district of Gadagacha. Nityananda Mahajan, Sri Mahaprabhu displayed his mercy toward the Jtvas tortured by Kali Yuga by ordering Sri Nityananda Prabhu to preach the holy name, Naim Prachar, from home to home. Therefore Sri Nityananda Prabhu is verily the Mala Mahajan, or the chief proprietor of the Namhata located at Godruma. Even though all the employees of the Namhata are qualified for performing 4Jnd to Hall, the patrol according to the Lord's order, still the great Mahasas, who are like patrolling watchmen, are especially empowered to render these duties in an entirely selfless manner. Above all the rest, Prabhu Nityananda and patrolman Haridas Thakura have each exhibited the glories of this post in their own unique ways. If one goes out on patrol with hopes of simply collecting milk and rice, then that is not the pure form of Ajna to Hall. People of faith! O people of faith! By the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg these 3 requests of you: chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and teach others about Krishna. Purport by Bhaktivinoda Thakura. The Mahasaya on patrol plays his karatals and calls out, O people of faith! I do not wish to beg from you any worldly thing or mundane favor. The only alms beg is that all of you honor the order of the Lord by chanting the name of Krishna, worshipping Krishna, and teaching others about Krishna. Just invoke the true name of Krishna. Specifically, by giving up Namavsa, a hint of the name due to offenses, please chant the purely spiritual Chinmoy, holy name of the Lord. There are 2 kinds of Namabhasa, Chaya Namabhasa, shadow of the name, and Pratibimbanamabhasa, reflection of the name. The Chaya Namabhasa naturally becomes the pure holy name that bestows all divine perfections, but in a gradual manner. This is because even though one may be situated in the darkness of ignorance, one is still not distracted by desires for bhoga, material sense gratification, and moksha, impersonal liberation, which are both unfavorable for executing devotional service. When devotees who are not knowledgeable in spiritual truth first of all persist in trying to chant this kind of namabhasa in the company of sadhus, by the power of that association they become learned in the mellows of nam rasa and thus become capable of singing the Sutta Nam, the purely transcendental holy name of the Lord. Those devotees are also very fortunate. For those who attempt chanting the holy name while still desirous of enjoying the fruits of either material endeavors or impersonal liberation, the holy name appears to them as the mere reflection known as Pratibimba Namabhasa. Such persons easily receive their insignificant cherished boons from the Lord's name, but they are unable to attain the Sutta Nam Chintamani, the touchstone of the pure holy name. This is because they are incapable of naturally renouncing their desires for things opposed to the execution of pure devotional service, specifically the things related to bhoga and moksha. In special circumstances, according to the arising of good fortune, one may reject desires for bhoga and moksha by the mercy of a devotee or the Lord directly, thus becoming of non-duplicitous heart, a kaidava hridoy, and in this way take full shelter of the pure holy name, but that is very rare. O people of faith! To give up Namabhasa and sing the Sutta Nam is verily the only true welfare of the Thevas. Please worship Lord Krishna by chanting Krishna Nama. Perform bhajan by engaging in Sravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Savana, Archana, Vandana, Dasya, Sakya, and Dtma Nivedana. Execute that bhajan either on the path of Vidhi Marga or Raga Marga, according to your specific adhikara. If your ruchi is for the Vidhi Marga, then accept appropriate instructions for worship. Bhajan Tattva, at the feet of Sri Guru, and upon the annihilation of all the anarthas that beset the jiva, please observe the person of Lord Krishna. Or, if you have the transcendental greed, lobha, for traversing the raga marga, then emulate the love and character of an eternal Vraja Vastar Vraja Vd and according to that befitting ruchi just engage in the worship of the mellows of Vraja. Being absorbed in that Vraja Rasa Bhajan, obtaining the mercy of a guru who is appropriately qualified in that transcendental realm, one thus gains eternal residence in Vraja by awakening their own spiritual form, Chinmoy Svartipa, and in that form they will achieve the ultimate beatitude of rendering Sev to Sri Krishna. Being careful to remain free of offenses, just take the holy name of Lord Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life. Purport by Bhaktivinoda Thakura. The word aparada indicates the 10 offenses against chanting the holy names of the Lord, listed as follows: 1. Envy of the Vaisnavas and blasphemy of the Vaisnavas. 2. Thinking that other demigods like Shiva are supreme controllers separate from Lord Krishna. It should be known that the various devatas are the vivedis or expanded energies of Lord Krishna. With this understanding, the fault of considering them to be different than Krishna, or thinking that there are numerous supreme lords, will cease. 3. Disregard for the spiritual master. There are 2 kinds of guru, the Diksha Guru and the 60 Guru. One should have faith in the words of the Guru, and one should consider him to be a specific manifestation of Krishna, or else Krishna's eternally dear pure truth, Nitya Prestha Sutta Tattva. 4. Blasphemy of the revealed scriptures, Sruti Sastra. The Sruti SDS Tras comprise all the following: the Vedas, the Puranas and Dharma SDS Tras that supplement the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita Sastra, which is the embodiment of the Vedic Siddhanta, the Brahma Sitra, which is the manifestation of the Vedic Mimamsa Darsana, the Srimad Bhagavata, which is the purport Bhd Shaya of the Brahma Sitra, the expansions of the Vedas such as the Itihddsas, histories, and various SD Tavada Tantras, esoteric worship manuals in the mode of goodness, and finally, all the Bhakti SDS Tras written by numerous Mad Jans which represent extensive commentaries on all the above-mentioned scriptures. One must have particular faith in all these sastras. 5. Interpretation of the name of Hari, in other words, concluding that the glories of the holy name, Nam Madhamaya, as recorded in the scriptures are merely exaggerated praises. 6. Conducting sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. By chanting the holy name of the Lord with faith, one's previous sinful reactions are destroyed, and one has no taste to commit further sinful actions. But if one desires to commit sins with the hope that the holy name will afterwards eradicate them, then that is an offense. 7. When one wishes that the holy name will bestow rewards of bhoga or moksha, considering the name to be equal to pious actions like dharma, religiosity, vrata, following vows, or tyaga, renunciation, then he is an offender unto the holy name, namaparati. 8. It is an offense to give the holy name to others who are faithless, and to those who are averse or disinclined to hear about it. Instructions on Hari Nam should not be given to those whose faith will not be kindled. The glories of the holy name, Nam Mahatmaya, should be spoken only to those whose srata may arise. 9. To not have full faith or taste even after hearing about the glories of the holy name. 10. It is an offense for persons who are full of a sense of false egotism and possessiveness ahamtdmamatd to engage in the practice of chanting Hari Ndm. When one considers the material body to be the self, and develops false vanity based on such a body, imagining material objects to be one's own property and thereby becoming attached to them, then such a person naturally commits Hari Namaparada. This is because he is cheated from the knowledge that the sadhya, the goal, as well as the sadhana, the practice for reaching that goal, are both spiritual. O people of faith! Remaining free of these 10 offenses, just worship Lord Krishna. Only Krishna is the jiva's mother, father, offspring, wealth, husband, and life treasure. The jiva is a spiritual ray, Chit Kana, Krishna is the spiritual sun, Chitstirya, and the material world is the jiva's prison. Truly the pastimes of Krishna, which lie beyond the material realm, are your factual riches to be sought. Giving up all sinful activities, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Lord Krishna. The showing of compassion to other souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion. Purport by Bhaktivinoda Thakura. O faithful jiva! You have turned away from Krishna and then suffered the experience of so-called happiness and distress in the realm of Mayika Samstara. This situation is not befitting you. As long as you remain bound to the wheel of karma as a result of your faulty aversion to Krishna, please accept one transcendental remedy. If you are inclined toward the path of pravrti, positive use of material situations, then just become a grihastha, brahmachari, or vanaprastha, or if you are inclined to the path of nivriti, renunciation of material situations, then just be a sannyasi. But in whatever position you find yourself, please give up all anakar, sinful activities, while offering your body, home, wife, children, and wealth unto Sri Krishna. Living in Krishna's world, perform all your actions by dovetailing your senses and mind with topics of Krishna, and with a heart purified of envious aversion pass the journey of life. The supreme nectar, paramamrita, a favorable service rendered unto Lord Krishna will gradually become thickened until it breaks through your two bodies, the gross sainthitla and the subtle liga, and will finally cause your eternal spiritual form, a prakrita svaripa, to again awaken. All the following things come under the heading of unfavorable actions, performed either by oneself or by society: theft, speaking lies, cheating, hostility, lust, inflicting bodily harm, duplicitous politics, and so forth. Abandoning all these, just resort to pious means and spend your life in Krishna's world. The ultimate statement is this: showing mercy to all living beings, living a pure lifestyle, just chant the holy name of Krishna. There is no difference whatsoever between Krishna Nam and Lord Krishna himself. By the mercy of the holy name, Krishna in the form of his names, forms, attributes and pastimes, Nam, Ripa, Guna, and Ila, will personally reveal himself to the vision of the eyes of your Siddha Svaripa, spiritual body. Truly in a few days your Chit Svaripa will awaken and will remain floating in the ocean of eternally sweet Krishna Prema. Another related essay by Bhaktivinoda Thakura, Bengali prose from the third chapter of Vaisnava Siddhanta Mala Sri Sri Godruma Kandre Ajna, the divine command of Sri Godruma Kandra, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is an ocean of limitless transcendental rasa, who is the embodiment of all nectarine mellows, who is the ambrosia-producing moon attracting the chakora bird minds of the Bengali devotees, who is the dear son of Mother Sachi, one day showed his mercy to all created beings by giving the following command to Sriman Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Haridasa Thakura. As recorded in the Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhya Kanda 13.8-10, listen, Nityananda. Listen, Haridasa. Make my command known everywhere. Go from house to house and beg from all the residents, please chant Krishna's name, worship Krishna, and teach others to follow Krishna's instructions. Do not speak, or cause anyone to speak, anything other than this. In order to carry out this command, Prabhu Nityananda and Thakura Haridasa took the help of other devotees and went from house to house preaching the glories of the holy name. In the series of statements, Bolo Krsna, Baho Krsna, Koro Krsna Siksa, there are three different commands evident. The meaning of the command Bolo Krsna is, He Jiva. Always chant the name of Krishna. The meaning of Baho Krsna is, He Jiva. Cause the flower of the holy name to blossom into the expanding petals of Krishna's Ripa, Guna, and Lila, and thus enjoy that flower like Nam. The meaning of the command Koro Krsna Siksa is, He Krishna Bhaktas. Become endowed with the knowledge of Sambandha Avidya Prayohana, and relish the supreme rasa which is the honey nectar of that name flower. In this chapter, we will give an explanation, to some extent, of the first command. Later in other chapters I will endeavor to give specific explanations of the second and third commands. Mahaprabhu's order is simply this, that everyone should incessantly chant Harinam. Incessantly chant Harinam, the meaning of this command is not that people should always chant the holy name while completely desisting from all bodily activities, household duties, and dealings with others. By ceasing all actions of bodily maintenance, the body will be destroyed in a short while. In the context of this command, then, how should one engage in Harinam? Since the Lord gave humanity the command to incessantly take the holy name, then the true meaning is that everyone, whether grihastha or sannyasi, vanaprastha or brahmachari, brahmana or kshatriya, vaisya or sidra, low-born or mlecha, and so forth, all people should remain in their respective situations and chant Harinam. Verily this is the only meaning. It is necessary to nicely remain in one's own natural situation because that position facilitates the proper performance of one's activities for bodily maintenance, and thus the body will not expire untimely. Bodily maintenance requires dealing with others. It is essential that all such actions be observed in a pure and undisturbed fashion. Then all of these things will be conducted very nicely. When Sri Nityananda Prabhu was preaching the first command of Sriman Mahaprabhu, he spoke in the following manner. Nityananda and Haridasa repeated the Lord's command by calling out to everyone, chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and accept Krishna's holy name from others. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life breath. Krishna has incarnated just for your benefit, so please worship this merciful Krishna and give up all sinful activities. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhya 13.82-84. After receiving the command to preach the holy name, NDM Prachar, Prabhu Nityananda and Thakura Haridasa went from village to village, house to house, and began proclaiming, He Fiva. Lord Krishna is verily the life of your life, and Lord Krishna's name is verily the treasure of your life. All of you please deliberate incessantly on that holy name. Living thus absorbed, the only other thing of concern is to see that no sinful behavior contaminates your actions of bodily or household maintenance. The meaning of the word in CDR is ASADD kar, or activities of impious nature. There are many different types of sinful behavior that are classified as ASADD kar or anakar, such as speaking lies, thievery, wantonness, doing harm to others, killing any living being, disrespect for superiors, and so forth. Sri Nityananda Prabhu has personally explained the meaning of the word anakar as follows. S11 Chaitanya Bhagavata, Antyakanda 5.685-686. Listen, O Brahmana. You have performed many sinful actions. If you abstain from committing these any further, then one forgive them. Doing harm to others, committing theft, all these things constitute sinful behavior. Now give up such actions, and do them no more. While repeating the command to engage in chanting Harinam, Lord Nityananda gives negative advice regarding abstention from anakar or impious activities. The counterpart of this is to give instructions on chanting Harinam while offering positive advice for performing Sadd kar or pious activities. 5.687-688. Embarking upon the path of Dharma, chant the holy name of Lord Hari. Then you will also deliver others. Now please go and call as many thieves and criminals that you can, gathering them together, cause them to similarly adhere to the path of Dharma. Nityananda Prabhu said, He viper. Just give up the path of a religiosity, a Dharma, once and for all. Do not perform any further sinful actions. However, by renouncing a Dharma alone you should not live carelessly, but rather make a positive endeavor to accept the path of Dharma. The principles of Dharma are described in the Srimad Bhagavatam as follows. 7.11.8-12. Narada said, He Yudhisthira. The following 30 types of religious duties should be performed by those who have obtained the human form of life: truthfulness, sadhya, compassion, dade, exertion in pious austerities, tapa, cleanliness, saka, tolerance, titiksa, seeing, discernment of what is proper or improper, ikset, mental restraint, sama, sense control, dhamma, non-violence, ahimsd, celibacy, brahmacharya, renunciation, giving in charity, tyaga, study of the Vedas, svadhyaya, simplicity, arjava, satisfaction, santosa, service of saintly persons who have equal vision, samadhi seb, gradual detachment from worldly household life, gramihoparamasanaya, deliberation on the degradation of fallen worldly souls, nrndmh viparyaya hext, abstinence of useless topics of conversation, mana, searching for the true self as different from the material body, atmavimarsana, distribution of grains and other foodstuffs to appropriate recipients, andita sarvabhago bhaitvyas ca yatra seeing all living beings in relationship to Krishna, and especially those in the human form, tesvi atma devata buddha sutardam nrsu, hearing topics of Lord Hari, sravana, chanting his glories, kirtana, remembrance, smarana, rendering service, siva, offering worship, puja, offering prayers, vandana, becoming a servant, dasya, becoming his friend, sakya, and offering unto him the totality of one's very being, atma samarpana. O King, these qualifications must be acquired by human beings, for this satisfies the Supreme Lord, the Supersoul of all. O brothers, for the purpose of passing your lives nicely, please desire to engage in these activities that constitute the principles of Dharma. Just behave honestly in this way, and incessantly remain absorbed in Harindam. This is my only advice to you. Shri Nama 1. Gay Gora Madhur Swear Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 1. Lord Gaurasundara sings in a very sweet voice, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. 2. Whether you are a family person living at home or a sannyasi living in the forest, constantly chant and call out Hari. Hari. Whether you are in a condition of happiness or distress, do not forget this chanting, just fill your lips with the Hari Nama. 3. You are bound up in the entangling network of Maya and are forced to toil fruitlessly. Now that you have obtained full consciousness in the human form of life, please chant the names of Radha Madhava. 4. Your life may end at any moment, and you have not served the Lord of the senses, Hirshakesa. Take this advice of Bhaktivinoda, just once, relish the nectar of the holy name. Song 3, Sri Nama 1. Consider this just once, while you wander in this world, under the control of material desires, what happiness will you achieve in this mundane life? Who are you? Where have you come from? How did you come here? What have you done? And where will you go at the time of death when your body drops? 2. What is the use of so much worldly happiness, distress and fear, which arise from the false egotism of I and mine? And what is the use of insignificant victory and defeat, anger, violence, and envy toward other living beings? Bhaktivinoda says, just take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Gaurasundara and sing the names of Radha and Krishna, and you will become saturated with the mellows of pure spiritual bliss. Song 4, Sri Nama 1. Everyone chant, 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 Radha Krishna. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are dancing all over the land of Nadia, giving this teaching to all. O brothers, needlessly under the control of Maya, you suffer and are carried away by her waves, sometimes floating and sometimes sinking in this ocean of illusion. 2. If you have this faith, that the soul is the eternal servant of Krishna, then there will be no more misery. And when you chant the holy name of Krishna, your body will shiver in ecstasy and your eyes will shed tears in love of God. This is what I say. 3. Chant, Radha Krishna, and always live in the association of devotees. This is the only request I beg of you. Bhaktivinoda says, all dangers go away when I sing that holy name of the Lord. Song 5, Sri Nama, Refrain, Gay Gora Kand Jivar Tor Hare Krishna Hare. Refrain, Lord Gaurachandra sings this Maha Mantra for the deliverance 1. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 2. Fill yourself with divine love and chant loudly just once all these names of Krishna, Nanda Nandana, Yasoda Javana, Shri Radha Ramana. 3. Dancing with your arms in the air, chant Shri Madhustana, Gopi Pranadana, Murali Vidana, Aga Nisadana, Haitana Gatana, Brahma Vimahana. Song 6, Sri Nama 1. Lord Gauranga, the personification of ecstatic love of God, dances in the company of his plenary portions, along with the parts and parcels of his plenary portions, with his divine weapons, and with his personal associates. 2. The son of Mother Sachi wanders throughout the abode of Nadia singing the holy names of Krishna, which are the deliverer of all living beings imprisoned within the age of Kali, as follows. 3. O Lord Hari. Obeisances unto Hari, who is Krishna, the best of the Yadis, the herder of the cows, the pleasure of the cows, the supreme enjoyer, and the blessed killer of the demon named Madhu. Song 7, Sri Nama, Refrain, Hare Krishna Hare. Refrain, Hare Krishna Hare 1. Oh, what a wonderful name Lord Nityananda has brought. Nitai has brought the divine name to the marketplace of the holy name, and he is giving away that name for the mere price of your faith. Oh. 2. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh. 3. Seeing the miserable condition of the fallen souls of this world, Nitai has personally brought the holy name from the transcendental realm of Vraja. Lord Shiva chants this holy name with his 5 mouths. This holy name is so sweet. Lord Brahma chants this holy name with his 4 mouths. This holy name is so sweet. Narada Muni chants this holy name while playing on his veena. This holy name is so sweet. Just by the dim reflection of this holy name, the sinful Ajamila went to Vaikuntha. Bhaktivinoda therefore says, continuously chanting this holy name, go at once to the divine realm of Vraja. This holy name is so sweet. This song is for singing while performing Parikrama of Navadvipa Dham. Song 8, Sri Nama, Refrain, Hari Bol, Madhura Gora Elo. Refrain, our Lord Gora came chanting, Hari. Hari. 1. Lord Gauranga Kanda came looking very disheveled, as if mad, due to ecstatic love of God, and along with Lord Nityananda and Advaita Acharya, he entered the land of Godruma. 2. Deeply absorbed in the intoxicating mellows of Sankirtan, he distributed the holy name. Having come to the marketplace of the holy name, he caused the whole universe to swim in ecstatic love of God. 3. Today all the miseries of the residents of Godruma Dvipa have gone far away, for Lord Gauranga, having come here along with all his devotees, caused the marketplace of the holy name to appear here in Godruma. 4. Wandering all over the land of Nadia, Lord Gora came to the marketplace of the holy name. Lord Gora came to the marketplace along with Nitai. 5. Maddened with ecstasy, Lord Nityananda dances in the fields of Godruma. Due to ecstatic love of God, he moves his powerful arms like a challenging wrestler and thus overwhelms the universe in ecstasy. 6. Oh, all of you please go and see. The Vaisnavas headed by Advaita Acharya are dancing along the banks of the Ganga from one bathing ghat to the next. At such a sight as this, the wicked personality Kali falls into great danger and thus runs for his life. 7. In what indescribable happiness did all living beings swim while Lord Gaurachandra was dancing? By seeing and hearing of such pastimes, the hearts of the atheists break. Shriman Mahaprabhu Sada Nama 100 Names of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 4 songs, Song 1, Refrain, Nadi di Nagale Nitai Nis, Gay Re, Refrain Smiley Face. Oh! In the towns and villages of Nadia, Lord Nityananda ecstatically dances and sings these names of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Part 1-1. Lord Chaitanya is the beloved son of Jagannatha Misra. He is Mahaprabhu, the great master, and maintainer of the whole world. He is the shining moon of Mayapur, and the source of all nectar for the land of Navadvipa. 2. He is the beloved son of Sachi Mata, and is Lord Hari with a fair golden complexion. As he was born under a neem tree he was called Nimai Sundara, beautiful Nimai. He is covered by the sentiment and luster of Srimati Radharani, and he is the best of all dancers. 3. He becomes restless upon hearing the holy names of Lord Hari. In his boyhood pastimes he is swift and agile, and is devoted to his mother. He displays the entire universe within his mouth, is a great logician, and is fond of joking and playing pranks. Part 2-4. He is the moon among scholarly students, and he bewildered 2 thieves who tried to steal his jewels when he was a small child. He is the cynosure of all philosophers, and he teased and joked with the village girls of Nadia. 5. He is the giver of blessings to Lakshmi Priya, his first wife. He is very mischievous as a child, and is the dispeller of the grief Sachi Mata felt after losing her husband Jagannatha and first son Visvarapa. 6. He is the lord and husband of Lakshmi Priya. By his Sankirtan movement he removed all the distress of East Bengal. He eradicated the pride of the conquering Pandita named Kasava Kashmiri, and is the beloved lord of Vishnupriya, his second wife. Part 3-7. 7. He is the preserver of Sanatana Dharma, and the giver of the Pinda oblation at the holy town of Gaya after the disappearance of his father Jagannath Misra. He became the disciple of Isvara Puri, and is the protector of the Madhvacarya Sampradaya. 8. He becomes madly intoxicated by tasting the holy name of Krishna, and is the professor of the science of Krishna consciousness. Thus he inaugurated the religion of the age, Nama Sankirtan. 9. He is the friend of Advaita Acharya, the treasure of Srivasa Thakura's home, the life and soul of Nityananda Prabhu, and the very source of life for Gadadhara Pandita. 10. He is the moon of Antardvipa, and the triumph of Samantadvipa. He enjoys wandering and frolicking on the island of Godruma, and is the shelter of pastimes in Madhyadvipa. 11. He is the lord of Kaladvipa, the great controller of Ritudvipa, and the creator of Janudvipa, Madhadrumadvipa, and Rudradvipa. 12. He is thus the supreme lord of the 9 islands of Navadvipa, which serves as the stage for his wonderful pastimes. He is the life of the river Ganga, and the deliverer of all sorts of rogues and rascals beginning with Jagai and Madai. Part 5-13. He is the lion of the village Kirtanas, and the deliverer of Chand Kazi. He is the preacher of the pure holy name, and the remover of the distresses of his devotees. 14. He is the ocean of mercy for Narayani, the mother of Srila Vrindavana Dasa Thakura, and is the regulator of all souls. He is the chastiser of the fallen students who criticized his chanting of Gopi, and is the destroyer of the sins of his devotees. 15. He was initiated into sannyasa with the name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and he is beautiful like the moon. He delivered his sannyasa guru Kasava Bharati, is himself the crest jewel of all wandering renunciates, and is the savior of the region of Orissa. 16. He is the master of Lord Shiva, who is known in 3 different Saivatirthas as Ambulinga, Bhuvanesvara, and Kapotisvara, visited by Lord Chaitanya on his way to Jagannatha Puri. As a sannyasi he rejoiced at the sight of the Orasan deities Ksira Kora Gopinatha and Saksi Gopala. 17. He became a sannyasi without a danda, due to Lord Nityananda's breaking it in 3 parts and throwing it in the Bargi river, and is full of mercy for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He is ecstatic by tasting the bliss of himself in the form of Krishna, and he is the resting place of all universal happiness. 18. He is beautiful like molten gold, and he delivered the leper Vasudeva. He is the intimate friend of Ramananda Ray, and the remover of all miseries from the family of Bhyankata Bhatta. Part 719. He is the refuter of the atheistic arguments of the Buddhists, Jains, and Mayavadis. He is the savior of South India, and he has brought to light the 2 devotional literatures, Krishna Karnamrta and Brahma Samhita. 20. He became ecstatic at the sight of the deity Alalanatha, and he danced in front of the Jagannatha cart during the Ratha Yatra festival. He delivered Gajapati Pratapa Rudra, and was the savior of Devananda Pandita. 21. By his appearance at Kulia he delivered the ill-behaved student community there. He is the friend of Rapa and Sanatana Goswami, and the life of all souls. Part 822. He is the personification of bliss in the transcendental realm of Vrindavana, and he is the companion and friend of Balabhadra Bhattacharya. On his return from Vrindavana he delivered many Mohammedans, and he is very fond of intimate exchanges with Vallabha Bhatta. 23. He delivered the Mayavadi sannyasis of Kasi, and he is the bestower of love of God. He is the chastiser of the false renunciates called Markata Vairajas for being like monkeys, and he is the savior of everyone down to the lowest class of men. 24. He is the glorifier of his devotees, and is the treasured wealth of their lives. He is the very life of such devotees as Haridasa Thakura, Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, and Svaripa Damodara. 25. In the towns and villages of Nadia, Lord Nityananda dances and dances ecstatically while singing these divine names, and Bhaktivinoda falls down at his reddish lotus feet. Song 2-1. All glories to Lord Gora, the master of Godruma. He is the very life of Lord Nityananda, the treasure of Sri Advaita, and he is always overwhelmed with the ecstatic moods of Vrindavana. He is the life-breath of Gadadhara Pandita, the shelter of Shrivasa Pandita, and the thief of the hearts of all the devotees of Lord Krishna. Song 3-1. Lord Visvambara is the savior of the age of Kali, the full moon in the sky of the hearts of Bengal, the inaugurator of congregational chanting, the bestower of transcendental ecstatic love, the beloved son of Mother Sachi, and he has a pure golden complexion. Song 4-1. Please chant these holy names of the Lord and his personal associates, Krishna Chaitanya, Advaita, Prabhu Nityananda, Gadadhara, Srinivasa, Murari, Mukunda, Svarapa, Rupa, Sanatana, Pearl, and Ramananda. Shri Krishnar Vimsatara Sada Nam 120 Names of Lord Krishna. 6 songs. Song 1. Refrain Smiley face. Nagale Nagale Gora Gate. Refrain Smiley face. From village to village Lord Gora sings these names of Shri Krishna. Part 1-1. Krishna is the baby who feeds on the breast milk of Mother Yasoda. He is the son of Maharaja Nanda, dark blue like an Indranila gem, sapphire, and the life of the residents of Braja. 2. He destroyed the witch of Gokula named Patana, he killed the wicked whirlwind demon Trinavarta, and he broke the cart in which the demon Sakatasura was hiding. 3. He likes to steal butter, and is an expert thief of yogurt. He broke the 2 Arjuna trees, he is a cowherd boy who always gives pleasure to the cows, and he is the protector of the cows. Part 2-4. He is so naughty that his mother bound him around the waist with ropes, and he is the keeper of the cows and calves of Vrindavana. He is the destroyer of the calf demon Vatsasura, he is the remover of all evils, and is the protector of his devotees. 5. He is the enemy of the stork demon Bakasura, the slayer of the snake demon Agasura, the bewilderer of Lord Brahma, the destroyer of the ass demon Dhenukasura. He is all attractive, and the subduer of the Kaliya serpent. 6. He dresses in yellow silk cloth, wears peacock feathers on his head, and he always holds a flute. He performs pastimes in the Bandira forest, and he swallowed a forest fire in order to save the inhabitants of Braja. 7. He is the best of dancers, he wanders in the caves of Govardhana hill, and he enjoys various amorous pastimes in the autumn season. He is the lover of the young cowherd maidens, the supreme lord of all, and the stealer of the Gopas' garments. 8. He is the ocean of mercy for the wives of the sacrificial brahmanas, he is the holder of Govardhana hill, the husband of the goddess of fortune, and the dearmost friend of the inhabitants of Braja. 9. He broke Indra's pride, and is the protector of his father, Nanda Maharaja. He is the giver of liberation, the lover of the cowherd maidens of Braja, the enjoyer of the rasa dance, and the reservoir of fully complete pleasure. Part 410. He is the lover of Srimati Radharani, the very springtime of her life, and is very handsome. He is the lord of the lives of all the Sakis of Vrindavana, headed by Lalita and Vizaka. 11. He possesses the lovely complexion of a fresh rain cloud. He is the bewilderer of Cupid, and is always garlanded with fresh forest flowers. His face is full of sweet smiles and laughter, and he is the wealth of the lives of all the young cowherd maidens in Braja. 12. He possesses a beautiful three-fold bending form, and holds a flute known as Murali. He is the lover of the Yamuna River, the director of all the amorous love sports at Radha Kunda, and he is the ocean of sweet devotional mellows. Part 513. He is the lord of the life of Kandravali, and he is desirous of joking and playing pranks. He is very anxious to enjoy the moods of his beloved Radhika's faint sulking, and he always endeavors to meet with her. 14. He is the giver of the Manasa Ganga lake to the inhabitants of Vrindavana, and a thief of flower blossoms. He acts very outrageously with the maidens of Vrindavana, not caring for social restrictions, and he is the lord of the Vrajamandala forests. 15. He is the wealth of Gokula, and he protects the cowherd boys from all miseries. He curbs all foolish pride and removes all distress from his devotees. Part 616. He is the liberator of the demigod Sudarsana, and is the destroyer of the demon Sankakata. He is the younger brother of Lord Baladeva, Rama. He is the beautiful dark moon of Vrindavana, and the player of the Murali flute. 17. He listens to the devotional songs of the gopis, and is the slayer of the demon Madhu. He is the enemy of the demon Mura, the killer of the bull demon Aristasura, and he regularly enjoys amorous sports at Radha Kunda and other places in Braja. 18. He is the destroyer of the sky demon Bhyamasura. His eyes are shaped like lotus petals, and he is the killer of the horse demon Kesi. He is fond of frolicsome pastimes, is the slayer of King Katsa, and is the conqueror of KTNSA's wrestlers named Kantra and Mustika. Part 719. He is the beloved son of Vasudeva, and the emblem of fame for the Vrsnai dynasty. The lord of the fallen souls, he is the monarch of Mathura, and he appears to have taken birth from the womb of Devaki. 20. He is full of mercy for the hunchback girl Kubya. He is the maintainer of the entire creation, the son of Vasudeva, the refuge of all souls, the lord of Dvaraka, the slayer of the demon Narakasura, and the beloved descendant of the Yadu dynasty. 21. He is the lover of Rukmini, the husband of Satya, the protector of the godly, the beloved friend of the 5 Pandava brothers, and the cause of death for Sisapala and other demonic kings. Part 822. He is the Lord of the universe, the maintainer of all living beings, the possessor of beautiful hair, and the deliverer from all misery. He is the primordial seed of all his various incarnations, and is the origin of all universes. 23. He is the Lord of Maya, the master of mysticism, and the proprietor of the spiritual powers of the Brahmanas. The soul of all souls, he is the supreme Lord and Master, being the opposite shore of the ocean of material nature. 24. Lord Krishna is the purifier of the fallen souls, the Lord of the universe, the controller of all beings, the moon of Vrindavana, and the original reservoir of all rasas. 25. From village to village Lord Gauranga sings these names of Krishna, and Bhaktivinoda remains at his lotus feet. Song 2-1. O Krishna, O Govinda, O Hari, O Gopt Vallabha, O Sari. 2. O Srinivasa, O Damodara, O Sri Rama, O Murari, O Nanda Nandana, O Madhava, O Narsitha, O Kamsari. Song 3-1. Krishna is the lover of Radha, sweet like honey of the springtime, the husband of Lakshmi, the awarder of Liberatlan, the lord of the gopis, the bewilderer of Cupid, the relisher of the blissful mellows of the rasa dance, the enjoyer of amorous sports in the grove at Radha Kunda known as Ananga Sukhata Kuija, and the pleasure of the cows. Song 4-1. Krishna is the lover of Radha. He displays many amorous pastimes in the groves of Vindavana. He is the lover of the cowherd maidens of Braja, the lifter of the great hill named Govardhana, the beloved son of Mother Yasoda, the delighter of the inhabitants of Braja, and he wanders in the forests along the banks of the river Yamuna. Song 5-1. Krishna is the lover of Radha, the pleasure of Radha, the springtime of Radha, and the delight of Radha. 2. Krishna is the lover of Radha, the lord of Radha. He delights in beholding the beautiful complexion of Radha. He relishes everything in relation to Radha. He is the beloved of Radha, and he feels joy in meeting with Radha. Song 6-1. All glories to Krishna, the son of Mother Yasoda, the cowherd boy and giver of pleasure to the cows. All glories to the conqueror of Cupid, Lord Hari, who takes away all inauspiciousness, who is unlimited, and the awarder of liberation. 2. All glories to the infallible Lord, husband of the goddess of fortune, the supreme enjoyer, and the moon of Vrindavana. All glories to Krishna, who always holds a flute to his mouth, who is the color of a dark blue raincloud, and is the bliss of the gopis. Shri Nam Kirtan chanting of the holy names, 5 songs, Song 1, Vivasa. 1. Lord Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yasoda, the greatest lover in the land of Vraja, the delight of Gokula. He is intimately addressed as Kana, and is the wealth of the lives of the gopis. He steals the mind of even Cupid and punishes the Kaliya serpent. 2. These pure holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarine pastimes. He is the monarch of the forests of Vrindavana, and the foremost of young paramours. He is always playing on a flute, and he is an excellent dresser. 3. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Vraja, the destroyer of various demonic dynasties, the keeper and tender of Nanda Maharaja's cows, the giver of pleasure to the cows, the husband of the goddess of fortune, the butter thief, and the beautiful cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaja. 4. Krishna wanders along the banks of the river Yamuna. He steals the garments of the young damsels of Vraja, and delights in the mellows of the rasa dance. He is very merciful, the beloved of Srimati Radharani, the great dancer of Vrindavana, and the refuge of Bhaktivinoda. 1. Chanting the holy names, Doyal Natai Chaitanya, oh my mind dances. Oh my mind dances. Oh my mind dances. 2. Oh, such a merciful personality as Nityananda Prabhu is not to be found anywhere. He suffers a beating from Jagai and Madai and still gives them love of God. Oh, when your offenses are vanquished, you will obtain the treasure of love of God. But in these names of Chaitanya and Nitai there is no consideration of offenses. Once you have a taste for the holy name of Krishna, bondage to this world will come to an end. 3. Oh, when there is attachment to the holy name of Krishna, then very easily the life of a living being becomes successful. Oh, without affection for Krishna, life is simply useless. At the end of life you will obtain the beautiful vision of Radha and Syama in Vrindavana, if the mercy of Lord Gora is received. Oh, Song 3-1, O brothers, chant Hari. Chant Hari. Chant Hari. Lord Gauranga and Lord Nitai have brought the holy name. Seeing our unhappiness. 2. Except for the holy name, there is no other treasure for the soul. By the influence of the holy name, even Jagai and Madai became pure. They were both greatly sinful persons. 3. I pass my life uselessly bound by Maya. Always saying I, and mine. Wandering here and there under the control of mundane desires, where shall I go next? There is no end to worldly desires. 4. O brothers, chant Hari, while looking directly in the face of material desire. Freedom from mundane hankerings is the platform of actual happiness. Giving up all desire for mundane enjoyment and liberation, I chant the holy names of the Supreme Lord. Having become pure and situated in transcending, I dance in ecstasy due to the power and divine qualities of the holy name, and thus I obtain all these results. Having given up all endeavors for insignificant material results. Bhaktivinoda says, I conquer all impediments to the pure chanting of the holy name. Having given up all offenses to the holy name. Song 4-1, chant the name of Hari. O brothers, with blissful minds chant the name of Hari. Chant the name of Hari. Birth after birth in happiness, chant the name of Hari. 2. Chant the name of Hari. O brothers, you have obtained a human birth, now chant the name of Hari. Chant the name of Hari. Whether you are in happiness or distress, chant the name of Hari. 3. Chant the name of Hari. O brothers, whether in prosperity or misfortune, chant the name of Hari. Chant the name of Hari. Whether you live at home or in the forest, chant the name of Hari. Remaining in this material world for Krishna's purposes, chant the name of Hari. 4. Chant the name of Hari. O brothers, give up the association of non-devotees and chant the name of Hari. Chant the name of Hari. Falling at the feet of the Vaisnavas, chant the name of Hari. 5. Chant the name of Hari. Chant the names of Gora and Nityananda. Chant the names of Gora and Gadadhara. Chant the names of Gora and Advaita. Song 5-1, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the descendant of the Yadu dynasty, husband of the goddess of fortune and the killer of the demon Kesi, the protector of the cows, the pleaser of the cows, the supreme enjoyer, and the slayer of the demon Madhu. Chant the holy names, Radha Govinda. 2. Chant Govinda. Govinda, Govinda, chant Radha Govinda. Now that the waters of the spiritual master's mercy have extinguished the blazing fire of worldly existence, chant Radha Govinda. 3. Offering body, home, family and all to Sri Krishna, chant Radha Govinda. In a mood of unalloyed determination, becoming simple and straightforward in your heart, chant Radha Govinda. 4. Drinking the water that has washed the feet of a Vaisnava who follows in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami, chant Radha Govinda. Giving up the 10 offenses to the holy name, as well as the alluring fruits of material enjoyment and liberation, chant Radha Govinda. 5. Making the dust from the feet of a gopi your only means of support, chant Radha Govinda. Feeling relieved by living in Braja in your eternal spiritual form, chant Radha Govinda.
Shreyonimaya Ascertainment of Spiritual Welfare, 5 songs. Song 1. 1. There is no profit in a life devoid of devotional service to Krishna. Therefore all the so-called religiosity and irreligiosity of a living being who is bewildered by false worldly designations is simply useless. 2. Mysticism, performance of Vedic sacrifices, severe austerities, meditation, renunciation of the world, and cultivating knowledge of the impersonal Brahman, although appearing in the forms of various spiritual paths, are all causes of the soul's further bondage to this world. 3. Please heed this advice of Bhaktivinoda, give up all these various paths, and just keep pure love of Krishna sheltered within your heart, for this alone is transcendental to all mundane designations. Song 2-1. O fish-like soul, why have you fallen into the entangling nets of Maya? You have not understood that by being bound up by those nets you will have to remain in this material world for a long, long time. 2. After becoming a captive in Maya's snare due to the influence of desires for very insignificant enjoyments, you remain transformed in a spiritually diseased condition, punishable as a disobedient servant or dependent. 3. Now, on the strength of pure devotion, swim and frolic freely in the ocean of Krishna Prema, and always remain subservient to and dependent on Lord Krishna. Song 3-1. Love and affection for the nature of eternity, knowledge, and bliss is like a very beautiful woman whose ornaments are all the good qualities headed by mercifulness and religiosity. 2. The divine wisdom of pure jnana is her silken sari, and the practice of the yoga of devotional service is her excellent bodily fragrance. Adorned by these qualities, that beautiful and chaste woman steals away the mind of Krishna himself. 3. If ornaments are worn by one completely devoid of beauty, then is such a person considered to be beautiful in this world? Similarly, one possessing good qualities like mercifulness and religiosity is unable to satisfy Lord Krishna if devoid of love for him. 4. Just as there is no beauty to an ornament worn on the body of a female monkey, in the same way I do not hold in very high esteem qualities such as mercifulness and religiosity if they are devoid of love for Krishna. Song 4-1. O brothers, by your screaming out again and again, the Supreme Lord is formless. The absolute truth is a void, why do you so insist on disturbing the peace of the Vaisnavas? 2. Having accepted this impersonal philosophy, which you consider to be very good, you are simply wasting so much time. You should understand this essential truth: without devotion for the Supreme Lord, no factual gain is brought about by engaging in mere dry arguments. 3. Your birth as a human being is useless, for although you are supposed to be great philosophers, you did not judge rightly in this regard. By the power of mundane logic and argument you have failed to taste the bliss of pure devotion to the Supreme Lord. 4. If I worship Krishna under the shelter of Srila Rupa Goswami, and thereby deeply immerse myself in divine love for Lord Hari, and you are unable to attain that state, O brothers, then what will you do? What more will you say? Song 5-1. Why do you continue to hate the way the Lord is worshipped by people of other lands? There exist a number of authentic ways to worship God, according to the customs of various peoples living in different countries. 2. Some people worship the Lord in an untidy or careless manner, some worship Him by bending down on their knees, still others close their eyes while worshipping His impersonal Brahman aspect. 3. Some people worship Him by assuming various yoga postures, and some immerse themselves in the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy names, but all of them worship that one and only supreme treasure, Lord Sri Krishna. 4. Therefore you should all reflect a mood of brotherhood and live together in transcendental friendship. Always practice devotional service to Lord Hari, whether in situations of life or death. 4. Bhajan Gita songs for worship, 2 songs. Song 1-1. My dear mind, how foolish you are! Oh just worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in the forests of Raya. Oh, without such worship there is no means of spiritual advancement, just worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in the forests of Raya. Oh, giving up all speculative knowledge and materialistic activities. 2. Just worship Gaura, Gadadhara, Advaita, and Lord Nityananda, the original spiritual master. Oh, knowing Lord Gaura and Lord Krishna to be the same. Oh, knowing the spiritual master to be very dear to Krishna. Just remember the dear associates of Lord Chaitanya, namely Srivasa Thakura, Haridasa Thakura, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda Datta. Oh, in deep love for Lord Gaura, you should remember the two great personalities Srivasa Thakura and Haridasa Thakura. 3. Just remember Sri Rupa Goswami, Sanatana, Yuva, and the two Raghunathas. Oh, if you are engaged in worshipping Lord Krishna, just remember the two great souls Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Just remember Raghava Pandita, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Svarupa Damodara Goswami, and Ramananda Raya. Oh, if you really seek love of Krishna, just remember Svarupa Damodara Goswami and Ramananda Raya. 4. Just remember Srila Kavikarnapura and all his family members, especially his father, Sivananda Sena. Oh, always remember, Sri Kavikarnapura and his family. Just remember all the sadhus who follow the path of Sri Rupa Goswami and who are absorbed in the ecstasy of bhajan. Oh, if you actually want residence in the land of Raya, just remember the sadhus who are followers of Srila Rupa Goswami. Song 2:1. My dear mind, you have not thought of this. You are very wicked. Oh, you are deeply sunk in the poison of worldly sense gratification. You are overwhelmed by lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and so on. Oh, you are under the sway of the enemy. 2. You are attracted by a thirst for hearing mundane news, enjoying material sense objects, and seeking liberation. Oh, you think that nonsensical talk sounds very pleasant. You have become crushed by the desire for fame, as well as by hypocrisy and crooked dealings. Oh, you are not very simple or straightforward. You are completely surrounded, dear brother, by all these inauspicious signs of death. Oh, these are indeed your deadly enemies. 3. If you do not give up all these things, then how will you attain Radha and Krishna? Oh, carefully just abandon them, other than the association of sadhus, where else is your real benefit to be found? Oh, just keep the company of saintly devotees, just immerse yourself in the lotus feet of a Vaisnava, and all unwanted things will disappear. Oh, just think about all of this for once and see for yourself. Premadvani vocalizations of love Prems Koho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Pandita Ki Jaya. Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Govardhana Vrindavana Radha Kunda Yamunaji Ki Jaya. Sri Tulas Devi Ki Jaya. Sri Gangaji Ki Jaya. Sri Surabi Kuniya Ki Jaya. Sri Namhada Ki Jaya. Sri Bhakti Devi Ki Jaya. Sri Gayaka, Srota, Bhaktivinoda Ki Jaya. Parsastanga Dandavat. Afterwards, offer obeisances like a stick with all 8 limbs flat on the ground. Sri Namastaka 8 prayers glorifying the holy name. 8 songs, Bengali songs based on Srila Rupa Goswami's Sanskrit Namastaka. Song 1, Lolita, Ekatala and Dasakusi. 1. Through the mouth of Srila Rupa Goswami, the son of Mother Sasi preached the glories of his own divine holy name. 2. There is no difference between that holy name of Lord Hari and Lord Hari himself. The Vedic scriptures sing of the true glory of the Lord's holy name. Dasakusi. 3. All the Upanishads are like a necklace of beautifully effulgent jewels shining before the lotus feet of the holy name. They perpetually perform Mangalarati for the holy name with lamps of 2 rows of 5 ghee wicks. 4. Within the 14 worlds, those demigods, men and demons whose fortune has been very great constantly drink the nectar of the sweet mellows of the holy name, casting aside all kinds of fruitive activities and intellectual forms of knowledge. 5. The eternally liberated souls living in the spiritual world, however, always worship the holy name in beautifully composed hymns and sit in Goloka Vrindavana perpetually singing the name. Therefore they do not know any separation from the holy name. 6. The 2 syllables Ha and Re are amine of all varieties of devotional mellow. Every ecstasy of devotion has taken shelter in them. Falling at the lotus feet of the holy name, Bhaktivinoda says, O Harinam, I pray for residence at your lotus feet. Song 2, Lolita, Dasakusi. 1. All glories to the holy name of the Lord, the abode of immortal transcendental bliss. The Supreme Absolute Truth, who possesses an eternal form of sacred syllables, has descended in the form of the holy name. Thereby he shows mercy to his own devotees while showering boundless compassion upon all fallen souls. 2. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is called by different names such as Hari, Krishna and Rama. He is the auspicious resting place of all living entities within the universe, and he delights the minds of all souls. Wise sages maintain great reverence for his holy name and constantly sing it by filling their mouths with the sound. 3. O Lord Krishna, in the form of name syllables. You possess all supreme powers, and are engaged in bestowing pure auspiciousness upon the living beings. Without you there is no other friend to rescue us from the ocean of material existence. You have come for the deliverance of all fallen souls. 4. For all souls within this world there is much misery and sorrow. O Haranam, if someone calls upon you just once, feeling himself very meek and lowly, possessing nothing and seeing no other remedy for his relief, you then easily destroy all his sorrows. 5. If one simply obtains a faint glimpse of your actual identity, then all sorts of terrible miseries are cast far away. Indeed, the very form of suffering itself is easily broken to pieces. Bhaktivinoda says, all glories to the holy name of Lord Hari. O Haranam, I perpetually fall to the ground in hope of attaining your lotus feet. Song 3, Vibhasa, Ekatala. 1. The brilliant sun of the transcendental holy name of the Lord has appeared in the material universe in order to destroy ignorance. Casting aside all worldly attractions, the saintly souls cultivate affection for the name alone. 2. The sun of the holy name is the dispeller of the darkness of ignorance. O Haranam, who actually knows your greatness? What sort of learned man is capable of loudly singing the host of your glories? 3. O holy name, from the first moment one perceives a glimpse of you appearing on the horizon of the heart, the darkness of this material world is almost totally devoured. 4. Quickly destroying all remaining darkness, you bestow divine wisdom upon our spiritually blinded eyes. 5. That divine wisdom gives rise within the heart to pure devotion, from which awakens an understanding of the transcendental characteristics of Lord Hari. 6. This wonderful pastime of yours is eternally taking place, and Bhaktivinoda has understood its essence. Song 4, Lolita, Dasakusi. 1. The learned man, endeavoring in the practice of Jnana Yoga, eventually achieves direct perception of the Supreme Brahman. That realization of Brahman awards one with fully complete transcendental knowledge, which removes all of one's aprarabdha, or unfructified karmic reactions accrued in previous births. 2. However, by dint of Brahman realization one's prarabdha, or karmic reactions that are presently fructifying, are not diminished unless one actually undergoes the suffering of those reactions. Therefore, despite being a Brahman-realized soul, one must still experience the present reactions of his karma and thus be implicated in the cycle of birth and death. 3. But, O holy name, if you are manifest on the tongue of your unalloyed devotee, then all of his sinful reactions of both past and present lives are completely destroyed. This truth is sung by the Vedas again and again. 4. O holy name, when you rise within the living being's heart, it becomes completely purified. The shackles of materialistic activities and intellectual knowledge are cast far away, and the soul's worldly existence comes to an end without any difficulty. 5. Bhaktivinoda raises his arms and says, take up the banner of the holy name and walk along sounding the drum of the holy name. In this way you will surely obtain the direct audience of Lord Muruladhara, the holder of the flute. Song 5, Lolita Vibhasa, Fkatala. 1. O Haranam, you possess unlimited forms, such as the beloved son of Mother Yasoda, the increaser of bliss, the son of Nanda, and the reservoir of all transcendental mellows. 2. You are the slayer of the demons Pitana and Trinavarta, the breaker of the cart, the protector of the cows, the player of the Murali flute, the destroyer of the demons Aga and Baka, the holder of Govardhan Hill, and you are a cowherd boy. 3. You killed the demon Kesi, bewildered Lord Brahma, and broke the pride of Indra, king of heaven. You are the destroyer of the demon Arista, the enchanter of the young cowherd girls, and you like to sport along the banks of the river Yamuna. 4. You give delight to Sri Radhika, bring the nectar of life to the Rasa dance, and sport in the groves near Radhakunda. You are the reservoir of pleasure, the all-attractive one, the remover of inauspiciousness, the husband of the goddess of fortune, the half-man half-lion incarnation, and you are the source of all other incarnations such as Matsya, the fish avatara. 3. You are pleasing to the cows, you are the dwarf Brahmana incarnation, and the splendorous slayer of the demon Madhu. You are the moon of the Yadu dynasty, and you always wear beautiful garlands of fresh forest flowers. You are the punisher of the Kaliya serpent, the delighter of Gokula, and you rejoice in the worship of Srimati Radharani. 6. O Haranam, thus according to your own sweet will you are manifest in all these forms and in many others also. Please let my love and attachment for them increase more and more. Bhaktivinoda recognizes his own priceless treasure and clasps the lotus feet of Rapaga Swami and Swarupa Damodar Swami while offering this prayer. Song 6, Vibhasa, Janfi, Laufa, 1. O Lord, you possess two transcendental forms, properly called Vasaya, that which is nameable, and Vaikeka, that which denotes. The Vasaya is your beautiful personal bodily form full of transcendental knowledge and bliss. 2. The Vaikeka forms are your holy names, such as Sri Krishna and so forth. Thus appearing in the form of transcendental sound vibration, you are the resting place for the bliss of all souls. 3. Your unlimited manifestations are found in these two forms. Taking pity and being very kind, they confer upon the fallen souls entrance into your divine pastimes. 4. But of these two forms of yours, O Lord, I have understood your Vaikeka form to be even more merciful than your Vasaya form. Thus do I find your holy name most wonderful. 5. It is the declaration of the Vedas that the holy name of the Lord and the Lord himself are non-different, yet still the holy name is more merciful than the Lord himself. 6. If one is an offender to Lord Krishna personally, but has genuine faith in the holy name and calls out with all his heart and soul, Rama, Krishna, Hari. 7. Then all his offenses are cast far away, and he floats without difficulty in the ocean of divine bliss and transcendental mellows. 8. A person may commit offenses to the Vasaya or the transcendental figure of the Lord, but if he is under the shelter of the pure holy name, he crosses over all those offenses. 9. At the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, Bhaktivinoda begs for constant loving attachment for the Vaikeka or divine holy name of the Supreme Lord. Song 7, Lalita Janchita, Ekatala, 1. O holy name! Your glories are boundless. Therefore I bow down at your lotus feet again and again. 2. O grand festival of Gokula! O ocean of bliss! I fall down at your lotus feet, for I am feeling very distressed and troubled at heart. 3. You are Lord Krishna, your divine form is fully perfect and complete, and you are the origin of all transcendental mellows. Falling down at your lotus feet, I sing of your divine qualities. 4. You definitely destroy the multitude of afflictions of that person who takes exclusive shelter at your holy feet. 5. You destroy all of his offenses, even to the extent of the nama apparatus, the 10 offenses against the chanting of the holy name. 6. Cleansing him of all impurities, you who are the supreme shelter are then seated upon the throne of his heart. 7. You are delightful and beautiful, the personification of complete cognizance and thickened bliss. The Vedas sing of you, saying, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is verily the personification of all transcendental mellows. 8. At the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, Bhaktivinoda constantly begs that at every moment there may be the direct revelation of the holy name. Song 8 Mangala Vibhasa, Ekatala 1. When the great soul Narada Muni plays his stringed veena, the holy name of Radhika Ramana descends and immediately appears amidst the kirtan of the Lord's devotees. 2. Like a monsoon cloud, the holy name showers pure nectar into their ears. All the devotees, due to great ecstasy, enthusiastically dance to their heart's content. 3. All the inhabitants of the universe become maddened upon entering these intoxicating showers of divine sweetness. Some people cry, some dance and others become fully intoxicated within their minds. 4. The five-faced Lord Shiva embraces Narada Muni and repeatedly makes loud screams of ecstatic joy, while Lord Brahma dances very ecstatically and exclaims, all of you chant Hari Bol. Hari Bol. 3. In supreme happiness the thousand-faced Ananda Sesa sings and calls out, Hari, Hari. By the influence of the transcendental vibration of that name, the whole universe becomes ecstatically maddened as everyone tastes and relishes the mellows of the holy name. 6. The holy name of Sri Krishna has fulfilled all my desires by thus manifesting on everyone's tongue. Bhaktivinoda, the humble servant of the Lord, therefore prays at the feet of Sri Rupa Goswami that the chanting of Harinam may always continue in this way. Sri Radhastaka 8 Prayers in glorification of Srimati Radharani, 9 songs. Song 1-1. He who has failed to carefully worship the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, which are the abode of all auspiciousness, he who has not taken shelter in the transcendental abode known as Vrindavana, which is decorated with the beautiful lotus flower named Radha. 2. He who in this life has not associated with the devotees of Radhika, who are very wise and whose devotion for Radha is very deep, how will such a person ever experience the bliss of bathing in the ocean of Lord Syama's sublime mellows? Please understand this most attentively. 3. Srimati Radhika is the exemplary teacher of the brilliant mellows of conjugal love. This pure love between Radha and Madhava is worthy of discussion and contemplation. 4. He who has grasped hold of the lotus feet of Radha with great care obtains the lotus feet of Krishna, which are like priceless jewels. 5. Without taking shelter of the lotus feet of Radha, one can never personally meet Lord Krishna. The Vedic scriptures declare that Krishna is the property of the maidservants of Sri Radha. 6. Abandoning wealth, followers, wife, sons, and friends, and giving up materialistic activities and intellectual knowledge, being absorbed in the sweetness of service to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. This is Bhaktivinoda's conviction. Song 2-1. Beyond the Viraja river lies the pure spiritual sky, and above that Vaikunta realm lies the divine abode known as Sri Goloka Vrindavana. 2. The land of Vrindavana is made of spiritual gems and is therefore likened to a mine of fully cognizant and blissful jewels. This transcendentally conscious realm is certainly a wonderful and extraordinary sight. Within that abode is the most astonishing presence of Lord Krishna, who is compared to a tamal tree, the king of trees possessing the hue of a dark sapphire. 3. Entwined upon that blackish tree a beautiful golden creeper has arisen, who is the conqueror of all realms, being the supreme purifier. Her name is Mahabhava, being the essence of the supreme pleasure-giving Hladini potency. She is the enchantress of Sri Krishna, who is himself the enchanter of the three worlds. 4. Known by the name of Radha, she remains shining there in great ecstasy, always engaged in satisfying Govinda's heart. The leaves and flowers of that creeper form the assembly of her girlfriends headed by Lalita. Together she and all her friends entwine that blackish tree in a tight embrace. 5. Known by the name of Radha, she remains shining there in great ecstasy, always engaged in satisfying Govinda's heart. The leaves and flowers of that creeper form the assembly of her girlfriends headed by Lalita. Together she and all her friends entwine that blackish tree in a tight embrace. 6. The creeper never desires to leave the company of the tamal tree, the creeper perpetually craves their union. 7. Other than the meeting of these two, Bhaktivinoda desires nothing but nothing else. Song 3-1. The beloved daughter of King Vrisabhanu is the crest jewel of all young women. She is fond of wearing blue garments. Her radiant complexion is very pleasing and conquers the beauty of freshly cut gold. Her locks of hair are nicely arranged, and she is the life and soul of Lord Krishna. 2. She is artfully adorned with jewels. She is very learned in the science of Hari Rasa, and her forehead is nicely decorated with tilaka. Her breasts are covered with a beautiful corset and adorned with valuable gems, and her eyes are anointed with black collyrium. Thus she appears to be relishable sweetness personified. 3. Giving up everything and becoming a maidservant at the lotus feet of Radha, just worship and serve her with great care and attention. 4. Beholding her effulgent rays of pure beauty, the goddesses Rati, Gauri, and Lila abandon all their pride. 5. The good fortune attributed to the goddesses Sasi, Lakshmi, and Satya is completely defeated in the presence of Radha's feet. 6. The group of rival gopas led by Gitavali are forced to accept their defeat before Srimati Radharani, for she alone controls Krishna. Thus they always sulk and simply remain quarrelsome. 7. Bhaktivinoda, a resident of Sri Gadrama, always endeavors for the lotus feet of Radha, the most beloved of Lord Hari. Song 4-1. Srimati Radharani is the crest jewel of all amorous young maidens who take pleasure in relishing transcendental mellows. She is a beautiful swan in the waters of love for Krishna, a transcendental wish-fulfilling creeper on the family tree of King Vrisabhanu, and the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. 2. Upon her hips she wears red silken cloth on which tiny bells are swinging, and upon her breasts sways a lovely necklace of pearls. In this way she looks so splendorous that she steals the heart of the beholder. 3. Her bodily luster is exceptionally effulgent, like the golden whirl of the best of lotus flowers. Her two sweetly smiling lips display the immortal nectar of adolescence mixed with the fragrant camphor of new youthfulness. She is completely faithful to Lord Krishna. 4. Seeing that the supremely mischievous son of Nanda has arrived on the outskirts of the Vrindavana forest as he returns from tending the cows, she becomes stricken with anxiety and affectionately offers prayers to him by the hints and signals of her eyes. 3. Srimati Radharani is the life and soul of all the elder women of Raya, and is especially dear to Mother Yasoda. Basking in the affection of charming Lalita Devi, Radha's bodily form has fully blossomed like a lotus, thus displaying her beautiful and graceful limbs. 6. Accompanied by Visakha, Radha picks forest flowers and strings together a Vaijayanti flower garland for Krishna. She is the well-wisher of all, and is always situated upon the chest of the Lord, being the most beloved young girlfriend of Krishna. 7. Hearing the soft sound of the flute, she moves swiftly through the forest, and finding in the bowers of Raya the best of dancing actors, the chaste Radha with smiling eyes turns her face downward in shyness while restlessly scratching her ear. 8. When the breeze, which is scented with the fragrance of lotus flowers, makes the waters of Radhakunda very cool, then, in the warmth of the summer in those cooling waters, Radha along with all her girlfriends satisfies the hero of Gokula. 9. Bhaktivinoda says to Rapa and Raghunatha, clasping their lotus feet, When will you bestow your mercy upon me and give me eternal service to such a Radha as this, for her service is the wealth of the truly wise. Song 5-1, Srimati Radharan's transcendental bodily form has arisen out of the Mahabhavakantamani. She is the decoration of the Lord of the Sakhas, and is effulgent with divinely splendorous potency. She takes her first bath in the shower of the nectar of compassion, her second bath in the nectar of youth, and her third bath in the nectar of bodily luster. She thus conquers the beauty of even the goddess of fortune, and is endowed with the prominent quality of chastity. 2. She wears the silken sari of modesty, and on her forehead she wears the red kumkum dot of loveliness. Her body is decorated with pictures drawn in musk, and she wears a necklace that is adorned with the fresh jewels of the ecstatic symptoms, shivering in the body, flowing of tears from the eyes, standing of hairs on the body, being stunned, perspiring, faltering of the voice, inactivity, and madness. 3. Sri Radha is very much beautified by wearing the flower garland strung with her 25 transcendental qualities, and she is clothed in the two-part silken garment of both sober and non-sober emotional ecstasies. Covered indignation constitutes her braided and ornamented hair, and she is radiant with the tilak of auspicious fortune. The name and glories of Krishna are the delight of her ears. 4. Srimati Radharan's lips have become very red from chewing betel nuts, and the black collyrium of cunningness is clearly visible on her eyes. Her smile is like sweet camphor, and she is always fond of joking. She sits upon a bed of pride in a palace of fame and glory, and a garland of extraordinary transformations of ecstatic love hangs swinging from around her neck. 5. Her breasts are covered by the bodice of loving anger. She plays on a lute called kakapi, turtle-shaped, to announce the conquest of her rival Gitavali. Radha is always fond of placing her playful lotus-like hands on the shoulders of two of her girlfriends. Her youthful form is very graceful and slender, and she is the exclusive distributor of the nectar of Lord Syamasundara. 6. O Rupa and Raghunatha! Your great treasure is the lotus feet of such a Radhika. This Bhaktivinoda, who is very fallen and lowly, prays at your lotus feet with a straw of the street between his teeth. Please bestow upon me a nectarian particle of eternal service to Srimati Radharani. Song 6-1, In the forests of Raya on the banks of the Yamuna there are beautiful thrones bedecked with flowers. 2. The creepers and fruit trees give satisfaction to the eyes, and upon these trees and creepers many birds sing sweetly. 3. A breeze from the Malaya hills blows ever so gently while swarms of bumblebees fly about in search of honey. 4. The fall glowing moon of the spring season then distributes its cooling rays out of love and respect. 5. At such a time as this the best of relishers begins his rasa dance, the holder of the flute. 6. Millions of cowherd maidens Lord Hari is in the midst dancing along with Radha rejoicing in great bliss. 7. The enchantress of Madhava singing beautiful songs steals away the minds of all the three worlds. 8. All moving and non-moving beings enchanted by chaste Radha who has forcefully defeated the pride of Gitavali. 9. After agitating the mind of youthful Vraya Kaiser Radha also suddenly disappears from the scene. 10. This Bhaktivinoda perceives some calamity, the rasa dance has now stopped in the absence of Radha. Song 7-11, Millions of cowherd damsels are unable to please the mind of Madhava although endeavoring to do so. 12. The flute song calls the name of Radhika, come here, Radha. Syama calls out in the night. 13. When the Sri Rasa Mandala comes to a halt in search of beloved Radha he then goes. 14. Please appear, O Radha. Kindly save my life. Calling out while weeping Khan in the forest. 15. In a secluded grove embracing Radhika regaining his life and soul Hari is relieved. 16. Saying, without you, where is the rasa dance? Only because of you do I live in Vraya. 17. At the lotus feet of such a Radhika this Bhaktivinoda says weeping. 18. Among your personal associates please count me also, making me your maidservant, keep me as your own. Song 8-1. If your desire for the worship of Srimati Radharani does not come about, then your so-called worship of Krishna is completely useless. 2. Just as I never know the sun to be without sunlight, so I do not care to regard Madhava without Radha. 3. One who worships Madhava alone is imperfect in his knowledge, and one who disrespects Radha is simply conceited and proud. 4. You should never associate with such a person if you at all desire within your heart to participate in the eternal sportive pastimes of Raya. 5. If one considers oneself to be a humble maidservant of Radhika, then such a person very quickly meets the Lord of Gokula. 6. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Narada Muni, the personified Vedas, and Lakshmi Devi all honor and worship the dust of Radhika's lotus feet. 7. The Vedic scriptures declare that the goddesses Uma, Rama, Satya, Sakt, Kandra, and Rukmini are all personal expansions of Srimati Radharani. 8. Bhaktivinoda, whose only treasure is the service of such a Radha, humbly begs for her lotus feet. Parisista Supplementary Poem 1. O my tongue, you who are overwhelmed with the desire for tasting material enjoyment, please hear my instructions. Always remain deeply absorbed in drinking the nectarian loving mellows of the beautiful names of the divine couple Radha and Krishna. 2. The name of Radhika is ever fresh and lovely, and is pure ambrosia. It is very sweet, utterly enchanting, and is the abode of complete satisfaction. 3. With great care, you should eagerly blend this ambrosial name of Radhika with the wonderful sweet condensed milk of the name of Krishna. 4. Now add into that mixture the sweet fragrance of loving affection, which is both cool and delightful. Drink this nectar day and night, and you will know what true happiness is. 5. No longer will there remain on the tongue a thirst for mundane tastes, for these wonderful transcendental mellows will fulfill all of your desires. 6. At the lotus feet of Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Bhaktivinoda begs for ecstatic rapture in hearing and chanting the divine names of Radha and Krishna. Sri Siksataka 8 Prayers of Divine Instruction, Bengali songs based on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sanskrit Shikshashtakam, Song 1, Janfi. Lafa 1, Lord Gauranga, whose complexion is golden and who is the deliverer of the fallen souls of Kali Yuga, sings as follows, overwhelmed with spiritual ecstasy. 2. All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It thoroughly cleanses the mirror of the heart. This chanting delights the soul. 3. All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It extinguishes the horrible forest fire of material existence. This chanting removes all material tribulations. 4. All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It appears like the moon in the heart and distributes its cooling moonlight, thus causing the white lotus of good fortune to bloom. This chanting is the pastime of devotion. 5. All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It is compared to a young bride, chaste and devoted to transcendental knowledge itself. This chanting is the highest perfection of life. 6. All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It is glorious, as it causes the ocean of ecstatic bliss to swell and overflow. This chanting is an inundation of love of Godhead. 7. All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It gives one a taste of fully satisfying nectar at every step. This chanting is the bestower of ecstatic love of God. 8. All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It bathes the soul of Bhaktivinoda. This chanting is a storehouse of love of God. Song 2-1. O Lord, you are an ocean of mercy. You have brought your innumerable holy names to this world and have taught the chanting of them to the fallen living beings just for their deliverance. 2. You invest all your energies in your own holy name, and for chanting your holy name you have not established any rules such as consideration of time or place. 3. Your divine holy name, being non-different from you, is like touchstone. You have distributed your holy name throughout the entire creation, and that is the essence of your kindness. 4. Such is your mercy, which is supremely magnanimous, O Lord. But I am extremely unfortunate. 5. My attraction for the holy name has never come about, therefore the heart of Bhaktivinoda is overwhelmed with sadness. Song 3-1. If your mind is always absorbed in chanting the glories of Lord Krishna with great care, then by that process of Sri Krishna Kirtana you will attain transcendental qualification. 2. You should give up all false pride and always consider yourself to be worthless, destitute, lower and more humble than a blade of grass. 3. You should practice forgiveness like that of a tree, and giving up violence toward other living beings, you should protect and maintain them. 4. In the course of passing your life, you should never give anxiety to others, but rather do good to them while forgetting about your own happiness. 5. When one has thus become a great soul, possessing all good qualities, one should abandon all desires for fame and honor and make one's heart humble. 6. Knowing that Lord Krishna resides within all living creatures, one should with great respect consistently show honor to all beings. 7. By possessing these 4 qualities, humility, mercifulness, respect toward others, and the renunciation of desires for prestige, one becomes virtuous. In such a state you may sing the glories of the Supreme Lord. 8. Weeping, Bhaktivinoda submits his prayer at the lotus feet of the Lord. O Lord, when will you give me the qualification for possessing attributes such as these? Song 4, Janfi, Lafa, 1, O Lord. This is my humble submission at your lotus feet. I do not ask from you sensual pleasure, learning, wealth, or followers. 2. I do not beg for residence on the celestial planets, nor do I wish liberation from this mundane existence. Nor do I pray for the attainment of any mystic powers. 3. Whatever birth I may obtain due to the faults of my previous worldly activities, I pray that I may sing the glories of your holy name birth after birth. 4. This is my only desire, O Lord, and I submit it at your lotus feet, that unmotivated devotion to you may constantly awaken in my heart. 5. As much attachment as I now have for worldly affairs, I pray that a similar degree of attachment may develop for your holy feet. 6. I pray that my love for you may remain undisturbed both in misfortune and in prosperity, and that day after day it may increase by the power and influence of your holy name. 7. Be my life in heaven or in hell, be it as a bird or a beast, may devotion to you always remain within the heart of Bhaktivinoda. Song 5:1. As a result of my selfish activities, which are without beginning, I have fallen into the ocean of material existence, and I see no means of deliverance from this great ocean of nescience. Day and night my heart burns from the vicious poison of these worldly activities, and due to this my mind never finds any real happiness. 2. Bound by hundreds and hundreds of desires like nooses around my neck, they constantly trouble me. In this ocean of nescience play the waves of ever-increasing materialistic tendency. There are also many thieves and rogues, of whom 6 are prominent: lust, anger, envy, greed, illusion, and madness. They are causing me great fear, and in this way my life is coming to an end. 3. The 2 highway robbers named intellectual knowledge and fruitive activity have cheated and misled me, and finally they have thrown me into the ocean of misery. At such a time as this, dear Krishna, you are my only friend. You are an ocean of mercy. Please be kind and by your strength uplift me from this condition of suffering. 4. Grasping hold of this fallen servant, and fixing him as a particle of dust on your lotus feet, kindly give shelter to Bhaktivinoda. O most merciful Lord! I am actually your eternal servant, but having forgotten this I have become bound up in the snare of Maya. Song 6, Chodai Sakusi, Lafa, 1. O Lord Hari, as a result of my offenses incurred in previous lifetimes, my heart has become hard as a thunderbolt, and feels no change upon chanting your holy name. Now in utter hopelessness, O Lord Hari, I loudly sing your name, and in great distress I call out to you again and again. 2. O Lord who is compassionate towards the fallen souls. O Origin of all mercy! Please give to me a drop of divine ecstasy and thereby save my life. 3. When will an incessant stream of tears flow dripping and dripping from my eyes at the articulation of your holy name? 4. When will a faltering voice choked with emotion arise in my throat, and when will words garbled due to ecstasy come from my mouth? 5. When will my body be filled with ecstatic rapture, and when will there be perspiration, trembling, and a stunned sensation again and again? 6. When, out of divine ecstasy, will all consciousness be lost in my pale and discolored body? And when will I hold on to my very life under the shelter of your holy name? 7. This weeping Bhaktivinoda, who is devoid of all good intelligence, sobs, O Lord, how will such a day ever be mine? Song 7, Janfi, Lafa, 1. What was my condition after repeatedly chanting the holy name? The realization that I am the eternal servant of Krishna spontaneously became manifest within my heart. 2. I realized that I was ensnared in the noose of Maya's illusion, being trapped within this dull mundane universe, and that I simply experience misery in various ways due to separation from Lord Govinda. 3. Furthermore, I realized that I do not like this worldly existence. Where can I go to see Krishna? This was my great anxiety. 4. Crying and crying, tears poured from my eyes, appearing just like torrents of rain in the monsoon season. 5. Unable to bear separation from Lord Govinda any longer, for me the passing of a moment became like 100 long ages. Das Sakusi, 6. As I look about in all directions, the surface of the earth appears to be void, and my very life breath feels empty. What am I doing? What am I doing? I do not feel at all tranquil, and the life within my body is slipping away. 7. O residents of Rayadama! Please save my life and show me the Lord of Sri Radha. O consider the prayers of this Bhaktivinoda and take him into his company. Ekatala, 8. I am unable to further tolerate this separation from my Lord Sri Krishna and am ready to give up my life in 2 days or 4. Das Sakusi, 1. Upon singing the holy name of Govinda, a host of ecstasies arose within me. And I saw Lord Syamasundar, the best of dancing actors, standing on the banks of the Yamuna in the company of the daughter of Maharaja Vrisabhanu. He was playing his flute with great delight at the base of a kadamba tree. 2. Seeing the treasured divine couple of Raya, my mind became unsteady and I lost consciousness. I do not know for how long I was unconscious, but when I awoke that vision of Radha and Krishna was no longer present. Janfi, Lafa, 1. Oh my dear girlfriend! How will I maintain my life? The passing of a mere moment has become like a vast age of time. Das Sakusi, 2. Tears flow from my eyes like torrents of rain in the month of Shravana, and the face of the earth has become totally void. In separation from Govinda my life cannot go on. Please tell how I will be able to live. 3. Bhaktivinoda has become very restless and again takes shelter of the holy name, calling out, O Lord of Radha! By bestowing your audience, please save my life. By your mercy alone I shall not perish. Song 8, Dasakusi, 1. O my dear friends! Please hear my words. When the thief of my heart appears to me, I remain overwhelmed in pure ecstasy. 2. When I scheme to see him more closely, he suddenly becomes invisible. Thus losing sight of him again, my soul weeps, and there is no limit to the unhappiness that I feel. 3. Sometimes that friend of the universe takes me as one of his associates, but however he chooses to treat me, he is still the Lord of my life. 4. By bestowing his blissful audience, he gives happiness to my soul, and he speaks words of love to me. But again by his absence he burns my heart, and he who is the treasure of my life gives distress to my soul. 5. Whatever his happiness is, that is also my happiness. Therefore I do not care about my own happiness or distress, they are equal in all ways. 6. In meeting or in separation, Bhaktivinoda knows only Krishna to be the Lord of his life and is made happy only by his happiness. He is the Lord of Bhaktivinoda's soul, and he will never be looked upon with indifference. Dasakusi, 1. Situated upon the Yoga Pitha surrounded by the 8 chief Gopas in a Kadamba tree grove within Vrindavana with his beloved Radha as the holder of the flute, the stealer of the hearts of all living beings in the universe, I lay down my life at their lotus feet. 2. According to the directions of my superior Saki, I render service to the divine couple. I always consider myself a dependent maidservant of the lotus feet of the divine couple. 3. Sometimes, out of great mercy, my Saki holds my hand and speaks sweet words to me. Taking the betel nuts I have prepared, she offers them to those 2 persons and accepts flower garlands for them in great delight. 4. By some deception they periodically disappear from my sight. Not seeing the divine couple of Raya, my heart burns in agony. 5. Wherever those 2 may be, I am certainly a humble maidservant of their lotus feet. I consider the ecstasies of meeting them and the agonies of separation from them to be exactly the same. 6. In life or death, Radha and Krishna are my life and soul. May they always be happy, whether they choose to protect me or kill me. 7. This Bhaktivinoda knows nothing beyond this. Falling down at the lotus feet of the Saki whom he serves and always remaining among the associates of Sri Radhika, he prays for the lotus feet of the divine couple of Raya. Thus ends Gitavali by Srila Saksidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakura and Ritya Gita Samaptgyali. When the dancing and chanting is concluded, Jaya Sarti Gadra Makandra Gora Kanda Ki Jaya Jaya Prima Data Sri Nityananda Ki Jaya Jaya Sri Sandapuranatha Ki Jaya Jaya Sri Gadadhara Pandita Goswami Ki Jaya Jaya Sri Nabadvipadama Ki Jaya Jaya Sri Namahata Ki Jaya Jaya Sri Sridhar Varga Ki Jaya Sri Sri Namhadara Parimarj Jakaj Hajudardina Hina Sri Kadadranath Bhaktivinoda. Signed, the sweeper of the marketplace of the holy name, the lowly and destitute Kedaranath Bhaktivinoda.